Okay. Welcome to the Life and Transitions Experts Podcast. I'm your host, Courtney Rollins, here with another episode, more content to hopefully help you through some of the biggest transitions in life. And one of those being when someone passes away, selling the estate and the affairs of someone who's passed away. And quite often, if a person in their lifetime didn't put the proper or don't have the proper legal steps or instruments in place, when they're passed away and they have debt, bills, taxes that need to be paid, or even assets in their name, there has to be a legal way of administering those to the proper places, and that is the probate process. Again, that's if there are the legal instruments in place. And you may find yourself as the personal representative, whether you're the executor or executrix, because there's a will and someone's designated for you, or you raise your hand and say, yes, I could, or that pointed that to you, or there wasn't a will and you stepped up to be the administrator of the estate. It is still a lot of work. And at Life and Transitions Experts, we try to really help people really with the property and the stuff and everything that's related to probate to help have a smooth transaction. And so I actually received a message from a person a couple of days ago, reached out and said they're going through probate in, I think, Carabas County, actually, in North Carolina. And he has a couple of issues about what expenses can be reimbursed, because he's out of state. He was actually pretty far away over in Oregon, and his probate is in North Carolina, and he has to travel in because he was having issues with the resident agent and other things. Probate comes with a lot of challenges. So he was wondering what can he be reimbursed for his travel. And of course, with anything, I call myself a specialist or expert because I'm dedicated to the process. And if I don't know something, I'm going to go try to find out. So I went to the state office yesterday and got some good information from there. And long story short, he can be reimbursed for his travel, but all heirs or beneficiaries would have to sign off to say, yes, we can pay him as the for this expense. But let's look a little deeper at least 5 different type of transactions or expenses that you could possibly have reimbursed if you are the administrator, the personal representative. And so I'm going to share my screen. I thought I was. Boom. Boom, shake the room, and should be sharing in moments. I have something on my computer that is making it go so slow. But I'm blessed to have the computer, so I'm not complaining about it. I'm just making an observation. All right, 5 probate expenses that can be reimbursed. We discussed that probate, selling the affairs, someone's passed away. If they have debt or assets in their name, it needs to be rectified. This is pretty much the process. You open probate, you're going to take an inventory of everything that's in there. You have to give creditors an opportunity to come and state claims. You'll have to then resolve those debts and pay taxes for that year. Make sure you distribute any inheritance that's left over and do the final accounting to make sure the estate is closed out. And then your services are done at that point. All right. And so which probate expenses can be reimbursed? 1, legal fees. So drafting of documents, things like that can be, or even having to, cost of communicating with the beneficiaries. Those, if you have litigation, representation for litigation, those things can be covered by the estate. So that's pretty clear cut. And again, of course, you want to check if you have an attorney or if you're working with some of the deputy attorney. Well, if you have an attorney, they should be able to let you know what exactly is covered, but legal fees and them answering that question quite often can be is covered. But hopefully you just got it here for free, so you don't need to ask that question. Also, the filing fees. Every time you go in and you file inventory, you file accounting, you file extension, there are costs related to that. So you have to pay those fees, but those fees are reimbursed during the final accounting. You'll pay that out before you actually distribute any remaining inheritance. The administrative fees as well. So you may have fees that like postage or having to get a notary to notarize that all the beneficiaries signed off that you can get paid. You have to pay the notary. That is an administrative expense that can be reimbursed by the estate, right? Okay. And then you have other professional duties like professional services. So I consider myself like the hub. And so if you need me to put on a role of helping you list the property and get top dollar, or if you need to put my role as a cash buyer and to buy it quickly for you, or perhaps there's other things like a checklist of what is the probate process, or you need stuff hauled out, or actually you need a family attorney to settle to for conflict resolution. Those are associate professional services, and they can be reimbursed. And it's also a great reason to work with folks in this way, because quite often they can be the hub. Like I try to be at Estate Pro Service, and um, it can help with tax issues when you're trying to show that, hey, these services were all um, related to the estate, and it makes it easier when the receipt is coming from one place and one person, and then it makes the actual filing of the taxes a lot more smooth. But it doesn't mean that you can't do it separately and just pull them all together and make sure you have everything documented. But professional services can be reimbursed. Also, your travel and transportation expenses. So the gentleman who contacted me, oh, and shout out to him. He's a police officer. So thanks for the hard work that he does day to day and all. But yes, his travel expenses, him coming from Oregon to here, can be paid for. Again, as the administrator, he will have to have the beneficiary sign off. Now, my one question that I have now, and I need to go back, and I'm just keep being quite honest with you all, is that what if is it only because he's the administrator that he needs the beneficiaries sign off on this? Yeah, I guess it's travel. I guess I'll answer my question. So I'm curious now to when do all beneficiaries sign off? Did he sign off on all expenses being paid? Which I don't think that's the case. I think it's because him being in the position of the administrator, he would need to, and him actually getting paid or reimbursed this funds takes potential money from the heirs or beneficiaries is why. But I'm going to double check on that. Good question to have. I like trying to find the answer to these because it just gives me a chance to add more value. There are miscellaneous expenses, so I guess I should have put a little tip 6 that do come up at times. Those could be anything from, let me see over here. I have maintaining the property, or even the funeral expenses at time can be we'll cover it out of the estate. They don't really come in any of those other categories right there. If you do need support, definitely reach out to Estate Pro Service. Try to be the hub, as I said before, and try to really make sure that we're helping provide as much value as we can. If you want to do this work on your own, as far as running the probate on your own, and you need resources and tools that are vetted and are legal in the state of North Carolina or whatever state you're in, really, reach out to me, and I can give you a discount to Trust and Will. Great resource, great tool. Oh, someone just reached out to me just now, so let me go see. Hopefully I can help somebody over here, and hopefully this was helpful to you and yours. Life in Transitions experts, let your light shine. Cheers.